What's good, guys? We're breaking down DeFi projects MOONWELL and ONDO in this video. During the last cycle, millionaires were made off DeFi. It was the #1 performing asset class. As we understand how DeFi competes with central banks and banking products, we get a better understanding of how to trade it, buying it at the low, when to sell it at the top, and what DeFi products we want to get involved with right now. This all connects to Satoshi's original design in Bitcoin. Anyone that went to an economics class realizes the 4-year liquidity cycle, which is outlined with these green arrows. Every 4 years, the central bank cuts rates, stimulating the economy, putting some of that monopoly fiat money in circulation, and then they have to take that money back out of the system or else inflation gets out of control. Satoshi's genius, knowing how the central banks stimulate the economy every 4 years, he made sure that the Bitcoin supply would be restricted at the exact same time, thus creating a sponge to absorb that capital into it. Just recently, the FOMC cut rates in September, promising 4 rate cuts in 2025. On the altcoin market cap chart, we can see this caused a massive rip to the upside. Inside our VIP group, we already had MOONWELL on a watch list for projects that were going to rocket when the rate cuts happened, because DeFi competes directly with these central bank monetary products. This is us looking at MOONWELL at 2.2 cents. Of course, it rocketed all the way up to 10 or 11. This is its competition and how much yield it's offering. These are the 1-year treasury bonds, still up at 4.25. ONDO offers these on chain, a revolutionary product, and this is a big deal. Just because it's at $4 billion market cap, this project above any other has a chance of rocketing up to $100 billion market cap. In my opinion, all of crypto is directly connected to central bank monetary policy. The rest of social media has a blind eye to this. This is the only channel that accurately predicted the market was going to crash this week, and we knew it. Back in December, during the FOMC meeting, not only are they going from 4 rate cuts to 2, thus half of this money comes off the table. You got the Bank of Japan carry trade. Caused a massive crash in August. They just hiked their rates in Japan. And the cherry on top, the new administration is doing tariffs, which raises inflationary data. Taking a look at a VIP post of the SUI chart, every time the central bank data gets released, it's about every 10 days. We have a copy of the entire 2025 central bank data releases right here. The next one's coming up this Friday, 5:30 a.m. Vegas time. The market, if it's going to correct or get worse, is going to take action right then. You can see the FOMC minutes comes out. Kind of bullish. The CPI data and the PCE data, both of those connected to inflation. It was crashing until the data came out, and then the market made very strong recovery. Every 45 days, there's the big FOMC meeting, the giant enchilada. This is so important in DeFi and crypto investing as a whole to understand these market dynamics. The market top for both cycles is connected to an FOMC meeting when they release a particular style data, whether it's rate hikes or a shift in the quantitative cycle. That's the key. The entire market is over. The reason why we cashed out at the December 20th meeting, got into a huge position of cash and waited for this dump, is because the central banks were giving top-like information releases. So if you guys want any chance of being able to locate the top accurately, like a professional trader, jump into our VIP group, get your hands on our printouts, take the time to read them and understand them, look at our copy trade posts that we've got going on. We're the only guys that predicted this downfall. What does that tell you about when it comes time to sell the top? Back to MOONWELL and ONDO. Coming out of the rate cuts in September, MOONWELL was a top 10 swing trade. In the entire market, it was the best project you could have put your money in because we made such a clear-cut case for why you wanted to invest in MOONWELL, breaking down the central bank monetary policy, how they're competing against the Treasury bonds themselves. One of our larger investors put $50,000 into MOONWELL and took profit at the peak. I myself cashed out right here at the FOMC meeting, realizing MOONWELL was no longer going to be able to compete with the central banks. Right now, they're getting a 7.1% APY to stake MOONWELL. That's a high-risk asset versus the central bank, the government federally, will give you 4.25 on US dollars. This isn't going to attract billions of dollars into the MOONWELL ecosystem. In the scenario, Doge and the new administration is able to feed the FOMC some bullish data. They're able to cut back on inflation, and this starts to come down the pipeline. Each data release we break down inside VIP. It's an opportunity to do swing trades. It's an opportunity to buy high-low positions, and we're digesting and building models and understanding for the future when the peak's going to be. This is how we've crushed everybody. We're running circles around every other trader that's online right now. They're like, what? There was a crash? Must have been manipulation. In the scenario, they can bring the rates down to the original projection, go from 2 rate cuts in 2025, get 3 in, or even better, 4. This will be a total rocket ship. This will melt faces off. But there's additional risk now. It's got to compete with central banks. It's not going to do as well as it was before. In VIP, we recognize this. We want to get MOONWELL lower in this range. Same with ONDO. This is a projection from December when everybody was like, oh, everything's going to be cashed out in Q1. While we debunked those claims, we also recognized ONDO was going to come back into our buy zone of $1.30 to $1.10. For everyone out there who likes technical analysis, when you combined it with this 2025 FOMC monetary policy, particularly with DeFi, that's very reactive to these calendar dates, to this data, inflation, jobs, as it affects how much money the FOMC is going to stimulate into the economy or take away like they just did, causing the downside. You can see this forming in classical patterns like this pennant in November at MOONWELL, right before the FOMC minutes dropped, which were bullish, rocketing MOONWELL from that 6 cents all the way back up to the 9-cent range, setting up a good swing trade. All of our technical analysis is directly connected to macroeconomic monetary policy. So when we're drawing a triangle, a cup and handle, the breakout point is always going to be one of these calendar dates. Thus, our results, phenomenal, next level. The rest of technical analysis is really missing this. So if it's something that you're studying or you want to find out what Satoshi was talking about when he started this whole crypto thing, figure out the central bank connection to the next level to start increasing your profit off it. This is the VIP group. When you get in here, start out with the printouts. Take the time to read all of these and understand them. There's a lot of bonus material, extra videos, and then you can start jumping into the trading plans and understand what we got going on. Thanks for checking out this video, guys. We'll catch you on the next one.